Alex stepped off the shuttle and felt the slight shift in gravity under his boots. The neutral space station hung like a jewel in the void, spinning slowly above the lavender clouds of a distant gas giant. Humans weren't common here, but they weren't unusual either. Interstellar trade and alliances had opened the galaxy in ways Alex had never imagined growing up on Earth. Still, nothing could have prepared him for the sheer variety of life forms bustling around the station. He adjusted his utility belt and pulled the strap tighter on his backpack. His assignment was simple enough on paper: study alien technology, learn from it, and report back to the human Galactic Alliance. Simple. Yet as he watched an orange-skinned being with 8 arms juggle tools midair, Alex felt a familiar knot of uncertainty. He was about to live among creatures whose logic, culture, and senses might never fully make sense to him. The corridors of the station were alive with color, light, and movement. Hollow signs flickered above doors, each in multiple languages he barely recognized. Somewhere, someone laughed in a pitch that reminded him vaguely of a bird's song, then immediately adjusted into something more like a chime. Alex's ears strained to catch patterns, to understand signals, to find a rhythm in the chaos. That's when he first saw her. Lyra leaned against the railing of a mezzanine overlooking the main concourse. Her skin shimmered faintly, shifting colors with her mood, Alex later realized. Her eyes were deep pools of green, and when they caught his, it felt as if she could see through the nervous sweat prickling at his temples. She had a smile that suggested she knew secrets he didn't, and a posture that made him wish he could be half as confident. "First time?" she asked, her voice melodic yet strangely grounding. Alex nodded. "Yeah, just arrived." "I thought so, but you smell different. Not bad, just different." Everywhere he looked, there was something alive, something strange, something beautiful. As they walked, Lyra explained things in a way that made sense without being condescending. "That console you see over there, it's not just for calculations. It responds to your thoughts if you can quiet your mind enough to control it." She winked. "Try it." "Don't worry, it won't bite." She said it so casually, yet the weight behind her words hit him harder than he expected. He cleared his throat. I'm glad." Alex tried to keep up, absorbing as much as he could, occasionally faltering, but always encouraged by Lyra's patience. Eventually, they stopped at a quiet observation deck overlooking the stars. The station rotated slowly, and the gas giant beneath it cast shifting shades of violet and orange across the viewport. Alex leaned against the railing, trying to calm his racing thoughts. "Beautiful, isn't it?" Lyra asked, stepping close. Her presence was warm and grounding. "Yeah," Alex replied, voice soft. "It's incredible." "It's refreshing." Then, just as he opened his mouth to speak, Lyra leaned back slightly, grinning mischievously. "You know, my mother likes you." "I said my mother likes you," she repeated, clearly amused by his reaction. "She's never met someone like you before, not a human anyway. She'd be thrilled if you come over for, well, you know, a proper introduction." And not just any alien family, Lyra's species was known across the galaxy for their strict standards and complex social bonds. If her mother liked him, that was extraordinary, but terrifying. I don't know what to say," Alex stammered, unsure if he should laugh, apologize, or run. "Don't say anything, just enjoy the compliment." Lyra nudged him lightly. "And maybe come with me sometime." "It would mean a lot." Alex couldn't help but marvel at the creativity and ingenuity all around him. Everywhere he looked, humans might have been considered fragile, weak, or limited. But he realized something important. His mind, his curiosity, his creativity. These were things that alien species, advanced as they were, could still find surprising. He was a human in a galaxy that didn't always expect humans to shine, and yet here he was, holding his own. As the hours passed, Alex found himself laughing more than he had in months. Lyra's presence was comforting, exciting, and full of unspoken challenges. She teased him, encouraged him, and pushed him to see things in ways no human had taught him. For the first time since leaving Earth, he felt alive, not just surviving, but truly living. Before he knew it, the station's artificial night cycle had begun. The stars outside seemed brighter, sharper, as if acknowledging the new bond forming on the observation deck. Alex and Lyra leaned against the railing once more, the silence between them no longer awkward but filled with unspoken understanding. "I still can't believe your mother likes me," Alex admitted softly. Lyra laughed, a sound like soft chimes. "Believe it, and soon you'll see why. She doesn't say that lightly. Humans, you're rare in ways she respects." As they parted for the night, Alex felt a strange combination of dread and anticipation. Tomorrow, he would meet her. Tomorrow, he would step further into a world that seemed both impossible and intoxicating. And somewhere deep inside, he realized he was ready for it, even if he didn't yet know what it meant to be truly human in a galaxy that had never seen one quite like him. The stars stretched on endlessly beyond the station, and Alex stared at them, breathing deeply. Adventure, connection, recognition, he could feel it all waiting, and for the first time he smiled without hesitation. For the first time he knew humans had a place, and maybe, just maybe, they were exactly what the galaxy needed. Alex woke early, the artificial sunlight of the station spilling through the window of his small quarters. His stomach was a mess of excitement and nerves. Today was the day he would meet Lyra's mother, the Veyari matriarch whose words had haunted and thrilled him since last night. He tried to calm himself, running through what he knew of Veyari customs, but nothing could prepare him for the unknown. He met Lyra in the central concourse. She floated gracefully toward him, her skin shifting in subtle hues of green and gold, a visual sign of her calm mood. She smiled knowingly, clearly sensing his nerves. "Relax," she said. "You've handled worse in the labs. This is just people. Well, alien people, but still people. You'll feel better when you see it." She had a way of translating the world for him, of making even the most alien experiences approachable. When they arrived at the Hollow Garden, Alex was stunned. The space was enormous, with floating terraces, waterfalls that seemed to defy physics, and plants that responded to emotion, glowing brighter when touched. Colors shifted gently around the visitors, reacting to the feelings and moods of those present. A soft hum filled the air, vibrating in rhythm with something he could feel but not see. "This is incredible," Alex whispered. He stepped closer to a small floating tree, and its leaves shimmered softly as if acknowledging him. "It's one of my favorite places on the station," Lyra said. The Veyari believe this garden connects hearts and minds. It helps people understand each other, and sometimes it even helps people see who belongs where. The floor was a clear crystal, revealing the vibrant ecosystem below. At the platform's center stood a tall figure, her skin a rich, warm hue that shifted gently like the ocean at sunset. She wore flowing robes that moved as if alive, and her eyes were sharp and intelligent. When she looked at Alex, he felt as if she could see every thought, every fear, every hope he had. "You must be Alex," the woman said, her voice deep and resonant, carrying authority and warmth at the same time. "Lyra has told me much about you." If she found humans intriguing, that could be a compliment or a warning. He tried to stand tall to project confidence even as his stomach churned. Lyra stepped forward. "Mother, this is Alex. He is human, but he is clever, brave, and in his own way remarkable. We Veyari value these qualities above all. If you succeed, you will have earned more than my respect. You will have earned a place in our lives." "This crystal contains memories," the matriarch explained. "To understand it, you must solve a pattern within. Humans often think differently than we do. Show us how you see solutions." He realized it was a memory puzzle, a sequence of events and symbols he had to order correctly. He started tentatively, moving pieces in ways a human mind might approach differently than a Veyari. The Veyari observers watched silently, their bodies still, their eyes calculating. He noticed that their methods relied heavily on logic and repetition, predictable sequences. He chose creativity, intuition, and sometimes even guesswork. Piece by piece, the crystal responded. Colors brightened, patterns aligned. When the sequence finally clicked, the crystal projected a hologram showing a human and a Veyari side by side working together. Alex stepped back, heart pounding. The matriarch nodded slowly, clearly impressed. "Interesting," she said. "You approach problems differently than we expect. That is valuable. It cannot survive on fear or anger. Only care, intelligence, and courage will guide it safely." At times he almost faltered, but he kept breathing, kept focusing. By the end, the creature clung to him, glowing brightly as a sign of trust. The matriarch's eyes were sharp but approving. "You have patience. You have empathy. Humans are fragile, yes, but your mind and heart are strong. That is a rare combination." Two holographic factions appeared, arguing over resources, each represented by shimmering avatars. The Veyari system valued logic and hierarchy, but the humans often solved problems through negotiation and compromise. Alex found himself explaining ideas that seemed simple to him but revolutionary to the Veyari logic. He suggested trade-offs, empathy, and reasoning in ways that surprised everyone, including Lyra. When the conflict resolved peacefully, the avatars bowed and the matriarch spoke. You see possibilities where others see limits. This is why humans are remarkable. You are not better than Veyari, but you are different, and difference is strength. And yet through it all, he had succeeded because he had relied on what made humans human: intuition, empathy, and the willingness to take risks. Lyra floated to his side, her eyes full of pride. I told you my mother likes you, she said softly. Alex managed a weak laugh. This is more than I expected. Better than most Veyari could. Not because you are human, but because you have shown the qualities that matter. Courage, curiosity, compassion, ingenuity, these are what we value, and you have them. Lyra showed him more of the hollow garden, where colors danced with emotion and flowers shifted to reflect moods. They laughed, shared small stories, and even experimented with floating lights that responded to thought. Alex felt lighter, happier, more alive than he had in years. As the artificial evening approached, Lyra leaned close. You know, she said, her voice teasing, I told you my mother likes you, now you've seen why. And I'll be there with you. He had come here to study, to observe, to learn. Instead, he had found a place, a connection, and a glimpse of what humans could truly be in a galaxy full of wonder. And somewhere in the back of his mind, a tiny, persistent thought whispered. The adventure was only beginning. Alex woke with a sense of determination that morning. The previous day had been overwhelming, yet it had filled him with a strange mixture of pride and anticipation. He had been tested, observed, and accepted in ways he had never imagined possible. Yet deep down, he knew that Lyra's mother and the galaxy would not stop at mere approval. Being human in this world meant proving yourself again and again. Lyra met him at the station's central atrium. Her skin shimmered faintly in shades of blue and green, signaling curiosity and excitement. Ready for your next challenge? She asked, her grin teasing yet supportive. Alex nodded, trying to hide his nerves. As ready as I'll ever be. It was quieter here, the hum of machinery replaced by the low murmur of flowing water and soft, vibrating lights. Lyra stopped before a massive door embedded with intricate symbols. This is where we start, she said. My mother has prepared something special for you today. It is a test of ingenuity, courage, and the human mind. Are you prepared for that? I'll do my best. Alex, she said, her voice resonating through the chamber, today you will face a series of challenges designed to test your ability to adapt, create, and lead. Humans are known for their creativity and unpredictability. Let us see if that is true. The objective was simple in description but treacherous in execution. Cross the platforms without touching the liquid, which could detect hesitation and punish mistakes with strong electrical shocks. Alex studied the platforms carefully. He noticed patterns in their movement, slight delays and rhythms that seemed almost random at first. While the Veyari would probably rely on precise calculation, Alex trusted his instincts. Timing his steps, moving carefully yet fluidly, he crossed each platform. At one point, he leaped from one to another as it rotated, barely catching his balance. He landed safely, feeling his heart pound, adrenaline coursing through him. Lyra clapped softly, floating beside him. Impressive. You think like a human, adaptable, intuitive, willing to take risks. It will respond to fear, anger, and impatience. Only calm, thoughtful action will guide it safely. Step by step, he guided the creature through a maze of shifting barriers. At one point, a sudden wave of light startled it, and Alex instinctively shielded it with his body. By the time they reached the designated exit point, the creature's glow was bright and steady. Lyra's mother nodded approvingly. Patience and empathy, traits that humans possess in abundance, yet often underestimate. You have demonstrated them well. Alex examined the tools, energy conduits, environmental regulators, and adaptive shields. He realized the solution required combining systems in ways they were not originally intended for. Drawing on his human experience of improvisation, he connected the conduits to the regulators in a sequence that redistributed energy to the village, stabilizing the environment. The shields deflected harmful radiation, protecting the population. The hologram stabilized, showing the villagers safe and thriving. Alex exhaled, relieved. Lyra's eyes shone with admiration. I told you humans think differently. You see solutions where others see only problems. A massive holographic creature filled the chamber, an alien beast that exuded danger and unpredictability. It moved with incredible speed, and the simulation indicated that a single mistake could endanger the entire station. Alex's mind raced. He knew he couldn't rely solely on Veyari logic or human brute force. He needed a combination: observation, intuition, and creativity. He studied the creature's movements, noting patterns in its strikes and pauses. Then, using tools around him, he created barriers and diversions, guiding the beast toward harmless zones while simultaneously disabling dangerous energy projections. The creature's holographic simulation paused, then dissipated. Alex's chest heaved. He had succeeded not by brute force, but by thinking, adapting, and taking calculated risks. Lyra's mother approached, her expression both stern and approving. "You have demonstrated more than skill," she said. "You have shown ingenuity, courage, and a mind capable of seeing possibilities beyond the obvious. Humans are fragile, yes, but your strengths lie in your creativity and spirit. These are qualities the galaxy often underestimates." Lyra floated beside him, her eyes shining. "I told you my mother likes you, but today you've earned her respect." Alex and Lyra moved to a balcony overlooking the garden, where colors shifted gently with their emotions. He leaned against the railing, feeling the weight of the day finally lifting. "Alex," Lyra said softly, "do you understand now? Your mind, your heart, they are what make you remarkable here. You don't have to be Veyari. You just have to be human." Stars twinkled beyond the transparent dome, reflecting in the pool of light below. Alex realized that he was no longer just a visitor in this world. He was a participant, a problem solver, a human who could make a difference. Lyra smiled at him, her skin shimmering with gentle warmth. "Tomorrow," she said, "we begin the final phase. You will face something unexpected. But I have no doubt you will handle it." Alex felt alive in a way he had never known, a human in a galaxy that had underestimated his kind, but no longer. And somewhere deep in his mind, the words Lyra had spoken the day before echoed again. "My mother likes you." They were no longer a source of fear or confusion. They were a beacon, a promise that his journey as a human in this galaxy was only beginning. As he drifted to sleep in his quarters that night, Alex allowed himself a small smile. He had faced trials, proven himself, and seen that humans had a place here. His ingenuity, courage, and empathy were his strengths. And tomorrow he would face the next challenge, ready to show that humans were not just capable, they were extraordinary. The stars outside his window shimmered faintly, as if acknowledging his resolve. Alex knew that whatever awaited him, he would meet it with the same qualities that had brought him this far. He was human, and that was enough. More than enough, Alex woke to the gentle hum of the station, the soft vibrations of machinery blending with the distant rhythm of the gas giant below. Today felt different. It was not a day of tests, simulations, or challenges. Today, he would truly step into the world of the Veyari, a place he had only glimpsed before. With Lyra by his side, he felt a mix of excitement and nervousness, the strange energy of anticipation buzzing through him. They met in the central concourse as usual. Lyra's skin shimmered in soft shades of amber and green, signaling warmth and curiosity. "Ready?" she asked, smiling. "I think so," Alex replied, adjusting the strap of his backpack. He had grown used to carrying it, though now it felt like a small anchor in a sea of unfamiliarity. "I just hope I can do this right." "Today you learn and you are welcomed. That is very different." He realized he had begun to see the station not as a confusing maze, but as a living ecosystem. Finally, they arrived at a large chamber, one he had not seen before. The space opened onto a massive balcony overlooking the hollow garden. Flowers and plants floated in midair, responding to the presence and mood of visitors. Colors shifted with thought and emotion, creating a living painting that reflected the inner state of those present. "This is the heart of our community," Lyra said softly. "Here, Veyari meet, celebrate, and connect, and today you belong here." Yet stepping into this community felt like something more personal. Acceptance was different from success. This was about connection. Lyra's mother appeared, her presence commanding yet gentle. "Alex," she said, her voice warm, "you have demonstrated courage, empathy, and ingenuity. Today you will see what it means to belong. Not as a human outsider, but as someone valued." Alex realized that his human traits, creativity, humor, empathy, stood out in ways he had never imagined. While the Veyari were highly intelligent and skilled, humans approached problems and interactions differently. That difference was noticed, appreciated, and celebrated here. As he moved through the crowd, Alex felt eyes on him, not judging, but evaluating in a way that recognized potential. A child approached him, small and shimmering with curiosity. Alex knelt, smiling. "Hello there, I'm Alex. What's your name?" "Maybe," he said, "but I like being unusual." He participated in festivals that celebrated creativity, watched performances where music and light combined to tell stories, and joined discussions about technology and culture. Everywhere he went, he noticed the subtle ways humans and Veyari could complement each other. While the Veyari excelled in logic, structure, and precision, humans brought unpredictability, empathy, and improvisation, qualities that made interactions richer, solutions more innovative, and relationships deeper. At one point, Lyra led him to a small garden terrace. The plants responded to thought, but also to touch and emotion. Alex gently pressed his hand to a leaf, and it shimmered, reflecting his curiosity and slight nervousness. Lyra laughed softly. "See, even plants notice your human mind. Not as a human outsider, but as someone who can contribute in a unique way. Your presence matters." He suggested compromises, trade-offs, and creative scheduling that allowed both groups to benefit. The resolution was elegant and unexpected, and several Veyari observed with impressed expressions. Lyra leaned closer, whispering, "I told you humans think differently, and that difference matters." "I didn't realize thinking differently could be so powerful." "Alex," Lyra said suddenly, "do you feel at home here?" "Alex," she said, "you have been observed, tested, and guided. Today you have proven yourself not just capable, but valuable. You are no longer a visitor, you are part of our community." It meant contributing, learning, and growing alongside beings who had once seemed so alien and unattainable. As the station's evening cycle began, Lyra and Alex walked together to a quiet terrace overlooking the city below. Lights flickered across the structures, and the stars above shone brightly against the void. The soft hum of machinery was comforting, a reminder that the galaxy moved in patterns humans could learn to navigate. "You know," Lyra said, brushing a hand against his arm, "I told you my mother likes you. Today you've seen why. You belong here because you are human, but also because you are brave, clever, and kind. That combination is rare." I don't think I've ever felt this way before. Accepted, respected, and yet challenged. It's incredible. But I still feel like I have so much to learn." It was a gift, a unique way of thinking, feeling, and creating that could make a difference. He realized that humans had a place, not just on this station, not just among the Veyari, but in the galaxy as a whole. As night deepened, the stars reflecting in the pools of light around the garden, Alex allowed himself a quiet sense of contentment. He had earned respect, acceptance, and belonging. He had seen that his human qualities, curiosity, courage, creativity, empathy, were not weaknesses, they were strengths. Lyra floated closer, her skin shifting to a warm, soft gold. "Alex," she said, "tomorrow we face something unexpected, but today enjoy this. Enjoy being part of a world that recognizes your value. You have earned it." "And thank you, Lyra, for everything." He had faced challenges, navigated unfamiliar cultures, and discovered that his human qualities were more than enough. They were remarkable. He looked out the window at the vast galaxy stretching endlessly beyond the station. The lights of distant worlds twinkled like promises, waiting to be explored. And somewhere in the back of his mind, a small, persistent thought whispered. The adventure was only beginning, and humans were capable of far more than they, or the galaxy, ever imagined. With that thought, Alex allowed himself to rest. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new discoveries, and new ways to prove that humans, in their unpredictability and ingenuity, were extraordinary. And for the first time, he truly believed it. Alex woke to a faint vibration under his feet, a hum that was different from the usual station rhythm. Something was wrong. The artificial sun of the station cast pale light across the corridors, but today the air felt heavy, tense. He met Lyra in the central concourse. Her skin shimmered with shades of red and purple, a signal of worry. "Alex," she said, her voice serious, "there's been a disturbance. A rogue faction has breached the station's outer defenses. They are armed, dangerous, and unpredictable. The station, its people, and the lives of many depend on your judgment, your human ingenuity, and your courage. Veyari tactics are precise but limited by logic. You think differently. That difference may save us." He was human, yes, and humans had a way of solving problems that no other species could replicate. He followed Lyra and her mother to the control hub of the station. Panels and holograms blinked rapidly, showing the rogue faction's ships maneuvering toward the station. The Veyari operators analyzed, predicted, and executed calculations at incredible speed, but every method relied on logic, patterns, and repetition. Alex noticed gaps, opportunities, and unpredictable angles. "Your task," Lyra's mother said, is to find a solution they cannot anticipate. Use what makes you human. The rogue ships moved erratically, avoiding predictable paths. Standard defense protocols would fail. He realized he had to think outside the expected. Instead of counterattacks, he proposed diversion and misdirection. Using the station's energy fields, he created holographic decoys that mimicked the station's structure, confusing the invaders. Simultaneously, he hacked minor systems in ways that forced the enemy ships to make course corrections, tiring their engines and misaligning their weapons. The Veyari watched, skeptical at first. But as the invaders stumbled, their attacks misfired, Alex's methods proved effective. He directed the station's drone units to create safe zones for civilians while guiding the rogue ships into harmless but immobilizing traps. Lyra floated beside him, her eyes wide. "Alex, this is incredible. No Veyari strategy would have worked like this." He coordinated energy pulses, drone maneuvers, and holographic projections, creating a layered defense that was both clever and humane. No lives were lost, no structures destroyed. Every move relied on his ability to improvise, to see beyond patterns, to act intuitively where logic alone would fail. Finally, the rogue ships, unable to adapt to the unpredictable human strategy, disengaged and retreated. The station's alarms fell silent. Relief swept through the control hub like a wave. Alex exhaled, exhausted but exhilarated. The Veyari operators, who had initially doubted him, now looked at him with awe. Lyra's mother approached, her expression a mixture of pride and approval. "Alex, today you have proven what we already suspected. Humans are underestimated, yes, but your creativity, courage, and adaptability are strengths no other species possesses in quite the same way. You have saved countless lives and shown that humans, while fragile, are extraordinary." He had faced danger, made split-second decisions, and relied entirely on what made him human, and it had worked. The galaxy had underestimated humans, but today they had witnessed their true potential. Lyra floated closer, her expression softening. "I told you my mother likes you, but today you've proven something even greater. You are capable, brave, and brilliant. And the station, well, it owes you more than anyone can say." Engineers repaired minor damage, traders returned to their stalls, and citizens moved through the halls with cautious optimism. Alex was recognized, thanked, and celebrated quietly by those whose lives he had protected. He noticed subtle glances of admiration from Veyari elders, some of whom had been skeptical of humans before. The next day, Lyra took him on a tour of areas he had never seen. They visited research labs, art galleries, and cultural centers, each showcasing the ingenuity and creativity of the station's residents. Alex realized that while the Veyari excelled in logic, structure, and tradition, humans brought something unpredictable, emotional, and inspiring. That combination created balance, growth, and innovation, proof that humans had a place not just on the station, but in the galaxy itself. At one point, they paused in a quiet observation deck overlooking a nebula outside the station. Colors of pink, purple, and gold swirled in patterns too complex to fully comprehend. Lyra floated closer. "You know, humans are fragile in some ways, but today you've shown what makes you powerful. Not muscle, not speed, but mind, heart, and courage. Including my mother." Then slowly her lips curved into a warm, approving smile. "Alex," she said, her voice steady and strong, "you have demonstrated courage, intelligence, and a heart capable of great empathy. You have faced challenges, protected lives, and solved problems in ways we could not anticipate. You have proven that humans, while underestimated, are capable of greatness. You are welcome among us, not as a guest, but as one who belongs." He participated in collaborative projects, teaching humans unique problem-solving approaches to Veyari engineers and researchers. Together, they developed new technologies, artistic expressions, and solutions that no single species could have achieved alone. Alex realized that being human in the galaxy was not just about survival. It was about contribution, creativity, and connection. He also grew closer to Lyra. They shared quiet conversations, laughter, and moments of wonder. He learned about her world, her culture, and her people. She learned about his human perspectives, his experiences on Earth, and the way his mind approached challenges differently. Together, they discovered the strength of collaboration, trust, and friendship that transcended species. One evening, Alex and Lyra returned to the Hollow Garden. The lights reflected their moods in gentle waves, creating a tapestry of color that seemed alive. Lyra turned to him, her expression soft and tender. "Alex, do you understand now? Your mind, your heart, they are what make you extraordinary. You have not only survived, but thrived, and in doing so, shown the galaxy that humans are more than they appear. My mother likes you, but more importantly, you've shown yourself. And he knew that this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of unknowns, threats, and opportunities. But Alex had learned that humans had something special: creativity, empathy, courage, and adaptability. These qualities were fragile, unpredictable, and powerful all at once. As he looked at Lyra, the station, and the stars beyond, Alex realized something simple yet profound. Humans had a place here, not just to survive, but to thrive, to innovate, to inspire. They were underestimated, yes, but that made their victories all the more remarkable. He took a deep breath, feeling the hum of the station beneath his feet, the warmth of Lyra beside him, and the weight of possibility in the galaxy ahead. Whatever challenges came next, he knew he would meet them with the same human qualities that had brought him this far. And somewhere in the back of his mind, Lyra's words echoed again. "My mother likes you." They were no longer a source of fear or confusion. They were affirmation, encouragement, and a reminder that he was capable, valued, and extraordinary. Alex smiled, a full, confident smile. For the first time, he felt not just like a visitor, but a participant in the galaxy, a human whose mind, heart, and courage could make a difference. The adventure had begun, and humans, as fragile as they seemed, were more than enough.